Hi friends, welcome to the Lori Lulu Crochet Podcast, episode 62. My name is Lori, and I'm coming to you from gloomy Chicagoland area, where I live with my husband Ryan and our two cats, Dixie and Daisy. And I love to crochet, and I love to knit, and I love to sew. And you can find all that yummy goodness on my social media, which is linked down below. My username for most things is LoriLulu327. There's an email for this podcast, so if you have any questions, you can email me there. What else? Oh, my blog. I have a blog where I put all the show notes for this podcast. So any patterns that I talk about, any yarn. What's the other word? Yarn. Hello. Any fancy yarns I talk about, I'll put links to where you can find those. And is that everything? Welcome to new viewers. I'm glad you found me, and returning viewers, hello again. I'm glad you're here. So if you just want to grab your drink, grab your project. I'm fighting a headache, so we'll see how this goes. And yeah, just settle in. Here we go. Okay, so life stuff. The job is going fine. Those of you who are new, I just started a job a month and a half ago. It's weird starting a job in the middle of a pandemic. You know? So this week we actually had a coffee and breakfast meet and greet because in our building there have 6 people started during the pandemic, including me, and so it's like we haven't actually gotten to really meet each other. So we just kind of had a meet and greet, and of course had to go around and talk about yourself. I'm like, oh, I mean, yes, I do a podcast. I talk to you, a camera on YouTube. That's different than being in person, you know? And I know Kalisha will agree with me on that. We're kind of the same there. Anyway, so yeah, I was like, I'm an introvert, so this is my worst nightmare. But I'm also a pastor's wife, so I kind of have to fake being an extrovert. And I've gotten pretty good at it, I think. Anyway, I'm trying to think what all has gone on since the last time I talked to you. Big thing is I got glasses. Not because I need them to see, like my vision is okay. But staring at a computer all day is driving my eyes crazy. So I got some blue light filtering glasses. So here we go. These are the blue pair, right? No, these are the black pair. What am I doing? No. So I have black, and I have a blue pair, a gray, clear, which I don't really like the clear ones, and I have brown ones too. But I mostly wear the gray ones all the time. These, I don't know how I feel about these. The black frames. But anyway, it's helped a lot. Like this week, I wore them pretty much all the time. And I come home and I don't have like the burning pain in my eyes. So that's good. I appreciate that. I'm trying to think what else. Oh, I have a story to tell of my ditziness. Let me just tell you. If you don't know me very well, you probably I feel like you guys know me because I put myself out there, but there's a lot of things that you probably don't know. Like I'm a very ditzy, like kind of person. At least I think so. Anyway, so the other day I went to Dunkin' Donuts to get my breakfast and coffee. And I love their frozen coffee because it's like blended ice and coffee and then hazelnut. So good. So I get to the window, I go to pay, and the cashier was like, well, the lady in front of you paid for your order. Oh, okay. I was like, well, can I pay for the guy behind me? And thankfully they have the screen there so they show how much the order is. So I could see that I only owed like $4.30 something, whereas my order is like $9. So I got the better end of the deal on that one. But I'm like, sure, can I pay for the guy? She's like, sure. So she took my card, handed me my coffee, handed me my card, and I went to leave without my bacon avocado toast. And I hear, wait. I'm like, oh, thankfully the guy hadn't pulled up, so I could back up, grab my toast, and leave. And I wanted to be like, thanks, sir. Just so you know, I paid for your breakfast. But I didn't. But anyway, I was like, oh, Lori, what are you doing? What are you doing? So anyway. I'm trying to think what else had happened. Oh, Friday was a fun day. So I was working on the sponsorship list for our big fundraising event that we do. For those of you who know, my new job is just down the road. It's at a school for special needs children, and then we also have day services for special needs adults. And so I work in the advancement department. My main job is I'm the database coordinator, so the database of all our donors, I'm in charge of that. And so, but I was working on sponsorship for our major fundraising event that happens in September, and working on stuff, and then I noticed like it wasn't saving it, and there was just an issue, and I was like, what is going on? And then I looked and I saw that I wasn't connected to the network, and I was like, well, that's not good. So then I was asking her, and they're all connected. What's going on? I don't know. So then they were like, why don't you just restart your computer? Okay. So I go to restart, and they're like, oh, you have all these updates that need to be done. Yeah, that took too long. So I was like, well, you know what? I have a laptop at home. I have all the stuff I need, are ready to go. So I'll just go work on that there were a couple things I just needed to download from an email. Like, I'll just work on that from home. So I'll go have lunch, get that going, and then I'll come back about 2. Hopefully it'll be done. And then my computer at home is so slow. By the time I got everything downloaded, my coworker texted me about 1 o'clock. She's like, your computer's done, it's ready to go. I'm like, okay. So, well, I'll be there here in a bit. So, went back to work, then went to start working on things. Yeah, no, it still wasn't working right. And then noticed like my phone wasn't working either. Anyway, we got it all figured out. I was back to working on things by 1:30, 1:45-ish. Yeah, that was a fun day. So anyway, but I did want to say there's some big news. I'm going to be at Michigan Fiber Festival. So, obviously last year was, as far as like fiber festivals and yarn conventions and all that, Stitches Midwest is not happening, and they're doing it virtual again this year, which I understand. It's fine. Especially because it's actually in a building. A lot of people in a small space, like, oh, it's not small, but I mean, we're like, it's always crowded when I go. But Michigan Fiber Festival is all outdoors. They have big barns where some things are, and so you have them, and the doors are open, so you have circulation. So that'll be nice. It is the Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'm gonna be there on Saturday, which is August 21st. So if you're going, let me know. We could do a meetup. I haven't heard of if anybody else is gonna be there yet. So anyway, that's my plan. And forget the yarn band because it's a yarn festival. Gotta go. Gotta buy stuff, right? Anyway, so yeah, if you're going, let me know. We'll meet up. I just remembered like I met up with Rose from Rose Likes Crochet and a couple other ladies at Stitches Midwest, and the last year they had it, so 2019. And we decided we'd go to lunch, and we all just piled in my car. And like, I just met you like 10 minutes ago, but yet it's the Yarny community, and I know that I'm safe, like with you all. Like, I don't know. And I felt like I've known Rose forever because I've watched her on YouTube. She feels like she knows me. So it's like, we were just laughing about how we just felt comfortable jumping in each other's cars to go drive around. Anyway. So let's continue on with some yarny goodness, shall we? Okay, finished objects. I have two. The first one is a pair of socks that I knitted. So my friends and I are doing a challenge where we try to knit a pair of socks every month. In June, I cut it really close. I bound off, I wouldn't say cast off, but that's not it. I bound off the day before the last day, so I got it. Anyway, so my socks were living in this cute Made By Me bag, which has Rapunzel, and of course, Go Live Your Dream, because Rapunzel is my favorite. And the yarn that I used was Dyed By Me as well. Where did I put the tag? Here it is. So it's Knit Picks Stroll. Of course. Here, we'll do it this way. Knit Picks Stroll. Fingering weights. Dyed By Me. I called it Disney Villains. Did I spell it right there? No, I did not. I don't know why I have such a hard time spelling villains. But anyway. So here's the yarn that I dyed. There we go. With this gloomy weather, it's hard. So yeah, there's greens and purples, and then this here is supposed to be black. But when you dye with food coloring, can't get precise colors. Anyway, and then I also added a little bit of this colorway, which I also dyed myself. Well, I had a purple skein, and I was like, I need it to be more tonal, so I added some blue to it. So this is actually Jojo Lamb Ballad. Yeah, and forget the color. Deep lavender, I think. And then I added blue to it, so now I call it Yzma, which I'm not a big fan of Disney villains, but Yzma, I am. Love Yzma. Anyway, so yeah, so I had a little bit of that on my socks as well. So you ready to see my socks? They turned out so cute. I love them. So here they are. Ta-da! So last time you saw I was here. Like I just finished the heel, so I just had to do the leg and the cuff. And I did something a little fun with the cuff this time. So yeah, I think I did about 10 rows of straight stockinette, and then I started the 3x1 ribbing, but I did it spiral. So the one pearl is off each row, like we shifted over one, so it spirals around, which I thought was a cool thing. Gives a more hectic look, I think, which villains, yeah, it needs to be a little crazy. So yeah, I love how these turned out. I love these so much. So anyway, I have more than this left over, but I've already split it up, because I'm doing the Advent swap, that's what I'm calling it. So, leftovers that I have from fingering weight, I'm weighing out 20 grams of it and then putting it aside, and then at around November I will swap with some friends and have a surprise Advent. So yeah, Disney Villains is going in the Advent. Oh yeah. Oh, as the yarn goes flying off the bed. Anyway, okay. Finished object number 2. Dun dun dun. It's another iconic woman. So excited for this. I can't tell you how much I love this book. I say it every time. I love, love, love this book. I think it is so fun. And of course, you can mix and match hair and outfits to make your own woman, and that list that I have for women that I'm going to do that aren't in this book keeps growing and growing and growing. I don't know what I'm going to do with all these, but anyway. So this month I did, as I dropped the papers again, I did Queen Elizabeth II. So cute. So this book is by Carla Matrani, and she has a little blurb in each one about why she chose the woman, and then she has a quote by the woman. So I've seen this speech enough. Let's see if I can do a good impression of Queen Elizabeth II. So, I declare before you all that my whole life, whether it be long or short, it's pretty long right now, shall be devoted to your service and the service of our great imperial family to which we all belong. That is from a speech that she gave for her 21st birthday, which I've seen that enough. Kind of like I've seen the FDR speech about December 7th. I can quote that to you too if you want, but no, I think you'd rather see Queen Elizabeth, right? So I did not do the turquoise that she has in her book. I decided to go with a different color because I had this lime green that was just awesome. And I know she wore lime green for her 91st birthday, when Charlotte was really little. And I know she wore lime green to Harry and Meghan's wedding. That's why I put the purple in with it, because that's what she wore. Anyway, and of course her little handbag as well. I stitched this on so it won't fall off. But yeah, and always the black heels and the string of pearls. And the pattern said to use a light gray for her hair, but I feel like her hair is all white now, so I did all white for her hair. Anyway, so yeah, there's Queen Elizabeth II in the back and all her curls. So cute. The hat, I'm not quite satisfied with this, but maybe someday I'll fix it. I don't know. But anyway, yeah, there she is. Okay, makes in progress. I have 2 to show you. So like I said, my friends and I are doing a pair of socks every month. My July socks are living in this cute cherry bag with a no problema pin on there as well. I'm calling these my Michigan socks, hence cherries, because I always associate cherries with Michigan. I don't know why. Actually, yeah, I do. That's a lie. I do know why. Because one time my parents and my brother and I were going up to visit my grandparents shortly after they had moved to Grand Rapids. And we stopped at the first rest stop there right inside the state line. And there were people giving away like a cup of cherries. I was like, oh, these are so good. So, Michigan cherries, that's why. I'm calling these my Michigan socks because I bought the yarn in Michigan and the yarn was made in Michigan. So the yarn I'm working with, I have shepherd's wool. It's actually Stonehenge Fiber Mill and it's in Michigan. So it is 100% wool. Let me show it to you. Is this one here. Yeah. So I love this dark purple, and it is the color Pansy. So this is a 50 gram. Actually, no, I think this was like 48 grams. So yeah, I'll get a pair of socks out of this because I'm pairing it with this is Mountain Colors beautiful hand painted yarns, and their base is Silk Dance. There's their card. Silk Dance is 75% merino wool, 25% silk, and this one was 52 grams. And the colorway is called West Michigan Blooms. Let me find that for you. Here it is. Oh, there you go. So there's blues and purples and pinks and a tan in there. And there's all kinds of speckly goodness in this. I love this yarn. It's so pretty. And so here are my socks. Ta-da! I'm doing a little pattern on here. So yeah, I started with the spirally cuff on my villain socks and decided to do some spiraling on my sock, on the foot, and probably up the leg. Although for someone who hates purling, why did I do this to myself? Anyway, so yeah, here's the back of the foot, so it'll be plain. So it'll be nice to walk on. I wanted to have, just because I knew the solid purple was gonna be boring, so I decided to put a little pattern on it. And it still looks pretty cool on the sock, on the variegated yarn too. So yeah, I'm gonna have mismatched socks, which I'm pretty excited about. So yeah, it's kind of a combination between the spiral socks. Emma from Potter and Bloom, she made those for her daughter. I found the pattern. It is a free pattern, so I will link it down below, or in my show notes. I'll link it. Yeah, and then it's also kind of the vanilla latte socks. Just the way you purl and stuff in that one. So it's kind of that way. Pretty much what I'm doing is three knits, 2 purls, and then the next row I switch it over just a little, so I'll get the nice diagonals, and then we'll be spiraling around my leg when I get there. When I get to the leg. Or away from the leg. Okay. So then, the other one that I've worked on, I did get some work on it, but obviously Queen Elizabeth took precedence, and I had to finish her. But it is living in my Starry Night bag, and because it's a Fade Ashbur Hughes pattern, I figured we need to have the Crochet Clan button, which is from Claudia, but the Crochet Clan name is from Faye. So, whew, I haven't opened this up in a while. But I did work on it since the last time you saw it. So the pattern is the Omni shawl. And I am to the part where I just have to go off of the stitch counters here. So that's cool. Now I just gotta remember what the pattern was. Oof. Anyway, so the yarn that I'm using is River Knits yarn in the colorway Starry Night, hence Starry Night bag, because it's one of my favorite paintings. And here is my shawl so far. Whoop. Ta-da! So yeah, last time you saw I was right here, and that's why I've done all of this. See, I have stitch markers on ends here to remind me which one is the decrease end and which one is the increase end. So yeah, there you can kind of see. there you can see the lattice work. So yeah, I'm trying to, I had the pattern memorized and then I put it down, so we'll see how that goes. I'm hoping to have it done in time for birthday celebrations at the beginning of August. I'm hoping. We'll see. I'm loving this pattern. I'm loving this yarn. I'm excited to pick this back up again. But then there are other projects that I want to do as well. So, friends that I follow on YouTube, one of them being Allie from Little Drops of Wonderful, has written a pattern. And so, of course, I have to get it. Let's see if I can get a hold. There we go. Okay, so she actually has a cute little amigurumi Little Drop of Wonderful. Oh my gosh, you're so cute. And I meant to get this printed on color, but obviously it didn't work. So yeah, that one shouldn't take it too long. You can change it. This is a paid for pattern, so I can't really show you a whole lot. Let's see if I can get, yeah, there. You can see she has 3 different ones, 3 different sizes, basically based on which type yarn you use. So if you have worsted weight versus a DK versus a fingering, it'll change the size of your raindrop, your drop of wonderful. So I'm excited about that. So we got my new desk in at work. Not up yet. Maybe a couple weeks before that's up. Just because there's a lot of other things that need to happen in the office, construction-wise. But as soon as my desk is up, I want to have a little drop of wonderful to have on my desk. And then Denise from Earth Tones Girl podcast, she has been doing this whole thing about trying new sock patterns, new heel patterns, all the stuff. And I've been fascinated watching it because I pretty much do the same pattern. I do a vanilla sock with fish lips kiss heel. It's what I do for just about everything, just because I like it. I know it fits. She has a new, yeah, I'm sure. Well, it's her name on this, so it's a new heel pattern. It is a paid-for pattern. It's only $5, not bad. But she goes through, there's a lot of detail on how to work this heel, but it's called the shadow wrap heel. So yeah, she has sock exploration. That's her new thing this year. So yeah, it's like, afraid of knitting socks? Then start here. The simple full-length vanilla sock pattern is designed for the beginner and fun for the experienced sock knitter too. It includes a shadow wrap short row heel and video tutorial links to teach you the basics of sock knitting. So that's going to be up. Maybe I know one of these months I'm going to venture out and finally do this. I don't know if I'm going to do it for my Michigan socks just yet, you know? Maybe next month. Anyway, but speaking of socks and sock patterns, I was like, well, you know, I can find cute little textured patterns for free online, and I could just modify those and add those to my socks, right? To give them a little more texture so they're not plain vanilla. So I found some stitches. So we have, these are all free, by the way. Where did I find it? StudioKnitsF.com. There'll be a link in the show notes. So there's the Andalusian stitch, which I thought that was pretty. And then, of course, I love a good moss stitch and crochet, so I got the Irish moss stitch. And then, of course, you know, gotta keep up with the little drop of wonderful. So we have a long raindrop, and there's the little raindrop. Is that even showing up? Can you even, is it focusing? And then, of course, this one has lots of texture. Thought it'd be fun. The seed stitch, which that one should be pretty easy. So anyway, so I'll link all these patterns. I'll link to the website where I got all of those other knitting ones. And then, of course, Allie's and Denise's patterns as well. Oh, and then a friend of mine from Love Nuts, Margaret, she's been doing a lot of different blankets that are center out. Blankets like you start in the middle and go out, like granny square or a log cabin or any of those. And I had done one a long time ago for my cousin and her little girl. So the pattern I found is just for a 12-inch square, but I just kept going like you do for granny squares and all that. So I want to be doing this sometime soon as well. It's called the Butterfly Garden. I love how this one turned out. So eventually I will be working on a Butterfly Garden blanket. Don't know how soon, but. And I was also talking with a coworker. We had gotten Dunkin' Donuts coffee, of course, iced coffee, and just complaining about the condensation on the outside of our cups. And I was like, well, I can find patterns, or I can figure out how to do a cup cozy that will fit the Dunkin' Donuts large ones, because that's what she had. And she was complaining that her other one, the Java sock that she had, doesn't fit the large. It fits medium, but not the large. Well, I can figure that out. So I did go buy some yarn, but it's not the fancy yarn. It's yarns that I will use. Actually, let me go grab it. So she's a big Disney fan like me, you know. I have my Ohana Lilo and Stitch. I like this one because it has Nani on it. As an older sister. You gotta love the older sister on the shirt too. Anyway, so I asked her, I was like, who's your favorite character? I don't know, I can't pick one. Okay. And then she was like, could you do something with the flounder colors from The Little Mermaid? So I got this yellow and this light blue and turquoise to do a flounder Java sock cup cozy. And then of course I need to do one too. I need to have one of my favorite characters. So I still have this purple from a sweater and hats that I've been making. So I have this with this goldenrod. Is that what it's called? Varsity Gold. So I could do, and I've worked out how to do the sun from Tangled. The sun motif that's all throughout Rapunzel's bedroom, all that. So I will have a Rapunzel cup cozy. And then of course I'm going to be going to Rapunzel's royal table on the Disney Magic on my next cruise. I need ears, Rapunzel ears. So I'll do one of the ears will be the purple and sun, and then the other one will be Pascal. So just gotta figure out how to get it all together. So those are some of the things that are going to be coming up. Not sure how soon they will be, but that's where my mind has been going, you know. There's that meme, it's like, if you see me staring off into space, I'm probably thinking about yarn. And different patterns and all the things that I can do. Because it's just so much fun, right? Yeah. So, that's all for this week. So, I'm going to go get a heating pad, see if I can get my muscles to relax so my head will stop hurting. And I'll see you later. God bless. Bye!